Good day. Greetings from the University of Latvia. I am Agris RAIPALIS, a doctoral student. And this research, conducted together with Professor Biruta SLOKA, is titled Structural Discrepancies in Alcohol Taxation, Navigating the Harmonization of Excise Duty Groups Across European Union Member States. To structure this problem, authors state three hypotheses. First, harmonizing alcohol taxation is not currently a top European Union priority despite the obvious data compatibility issues. Second, successful harmonization is unlikely to happen across the entire European Union at once. It is more probable within smaller regions sharing similar cultural values and climates, as climate heavily dictates consumption patterns. Third, since excise revenue is significantly lower than the broader economic benefits of the alcohol industry, such as agriculture, logistics, and hospitality, taxation remains a suboptimal tool for decreasing consumption compared to other, more effective policy measures. The European Union's categorical taxation system creates a paradox. Because wine is taxed by volume and often at a zero rate, while spirits are taxed by pure alcohol content, wine and other fermented beverages remain the most affordable ways to consume ethanol. Expert interviews of state representatives reveal a massive disconnect. While policymakers think higher taxes on strong alcohol lower consumption, consumers have rigid preferences. True alcoholics do not necessarily stick to one category. They may change habits in the event of major tax shifts. We see diplomatic attempts within European Union to simplify alcohol taxation by looking at the brand new United Kingdom's pure alcohol by volume system. However, adopting United Kingdom's style model in the European Union would destroy the price advantage of state producing wine, ensuring a significant political battle ahead. In the European Union context, harmonization does not mean identical tax rates. It means aligned definitions and structures so that single market functions without unfair competition. Currently, major blocks like corporate and energy taxation are being overhauled. But progress is slow because taxation is a tool of national sovereignty. Member states frequently raise the alarm about federalization, the fear of a central authority dictating national budgets. Consequently, alcohol duties are left with fragmented guidelines. This creates difficulties for 9 European Union candidate countries like Serbia and Ukraine, who are actively copying this broken, flawed system into their own national legislation. Harmonizing these taxes is a legal mandate under Article 113 of the Treaty of the Functioning of the European Union to ensure the internal market functions without distorted competition. Directive 92/83/EEC, the foundation document for alcohol, currently acts more as a loose guideline than a rulebook. The primary obstacle remains the requirement for an unanimous vote among all 27 member states. However, the upcoming European Union Incorporated or 28th corporate regime, designed to bypass 27 different registration systems, is a massive geopolitical signal. It suggests the Commission is ready to push past national bureaucracies, giving us hope that alcohol excise groups will be the next logical step for integration. The core problem is data comparability. Because the European Union allows different interpretations of alcohol categories, we have an apples to oranges problem. For example, a fortified wine might be an intermediate product in one country, but an other fermented beverage in the next. When Eurostat aggregates this, the baseline data is compromised, obscuring the big picture. Compared to global giants like China or the United States of America, which have unified data structures, our fragmentation is a severe handicap for both business investment and public health research. In this research, authors are adopting a problem-centered research approach based on Solon's 2025 framework. This is not a theoretical exercise. It is a quantitative, deductive study aimed at solving real-world data incomparability. We start with existing European Union directives and deductively analyze how fragmented rules lead to quantifiable reporting errors. The methodology is built to answer the one question: how exactly do tax discrepancies distort our data, and how can we measure that? To quantify this, we use a baseline regression model. The objective is to assess the correlation between the tax fragmentation and international reporting accuracy. Our independent variable, X1I, is an index of tax structural discrepancy, scoring how far a state deviates from a harmonized baseline. Our dependent variable, yi, is the metric for data compatibility. Beta 0 is our perfect harmonization baseline, what accuracy would look like in a unified system. We expect beta 1, the coefficient of distortion, to be strongly negative, proving that every increase in tax fragmentation reduces our data accuracy. We are testing if an increase in tax structural complexity, or independent variable, leads to a statistically significant decrease in reporting accuracy and investment predictability. This moves the debate from political opinion to mathematical proof. The error term, of course, accounts for other unmeasured geopolitical or economic factors. By running this model, we are not just saying that the system is broken, we will be able to mathematically prove exactly how much this lack of harmonization is costing us in terms of analytical accuracy. Our analysis reveals a severe ripple effect of data silos. In data science, there is term garbage in, garbage out, which means that skewed baseline data leads to flawed analytics. This has massive economic consequences. At the state level, governments make decisions on agricultural subsidies or export strategies based on flawed data. In the private sector, distorted data leads to distorted investment signals. If a multinational firm bases risk assessment on incompatible Eurostat data, their capital is misdirected. Policymakers often naively assume that raising duties broadly reduces consumption, but the connection is distorted by the categorical tax system. Loopholes allow certain beverages to remain disproportionately cheap, and true alcoholics do not stop drinking due to minor or major tax shifts. Furthermore, health bodies like the World Health Organization rely on Eurostat data to measure their success of reduction campaigns. If our measurement tools are broken by fragmented tax rules, our data is an illusion and health strategies will inherently miss their targets. We must advocate for a transition from loose guidelines to a rigid, harmonized framework through unified reporting standard. Even if rates differ, member states must use a standardized matrix for categorizing alcohol when reporting to international bodies. We must capitalize on the European Union incorporate momentum to attach alcohol excise harmonization to the broader push for a frictionless market. Rigid categorization is the only way to achieve data transparency. and prevent the misallocation of state resources. To conclude, a genuinely unified internal market requires unified data. As long as structural discrepancies persist, our reporting will remain distorted and analytically weaker than our global competitors. Harmonizing these structures is an absolute imperative for protecting investments, allocating subsidies, and ensuring the success of public health initiatives. We must close the gap between national fiscal sovereignty and the data needs of a modern Europe. Thank you for your time and drink water.